Everything and nothing exist at exactly the same time within each other. The only thing beyond infinity or higher than infinity is nothing. There's a couple of theories about that. The first is that infinity, by its very nature, implies that it is something. Infinite space, infinite time, infinite whatever, but it's something. And to define something as something, it must be juxtaposed against nothing. The other theory about everything and nothing is that if infinity isn't surrounded by nothing, then what will happen is eventually infinity will have to fold in on itself into a single instant or nothingness. At that instant of nothingness, everything and all time exist within that point, that everything and nothing point. If we take 3 dimensions, length, width, and depth, then the 4th dimension is time. And this is what we're talking about when we talk about parallel universes, etc. So imagine a melding buzz. You've got a 3D cuboid and then you meld time with it, creating this hazy buzz of cuboids, a feeling of constant movement and energy, of shifting force around that simple cube. Billions and billions of parallel universes exist within each other because by their nature, they are infinite. It becomes so infinite that they fold and become nothing again, as we've discussed. That it's one of either 2 things: they fold in on themselves or they are surrounded by nothingness. The 4th dimension, time, is both existent and non-existent, and is always there yet never constant. So it's like a pulsing throb within everything. It doesn't implode. What happens with everything and nothing is, well, they wipe themselves out or they continue. So what's the point of knowing all this? I mean, what can be done with this information, this theory? What's the point if you are comprehensive of the 4th dimension, Then the material planes, they hold no real value. Everyone thinks about having superpowers and things like this, but actually, on this plane of existence, the physical existence, all everyone would ever do with it is money and power. Which ultimately, if you have such powers as time manipulation, everything like this, spatial manipulation, then you're not going to want money or power. It's going to be meaningless to you. Basically, in the 4th dimension, time, the rules can be bent and broken just as in the other 3 dimensions. I mean, you have to be able to break and bend rules, otherwise rules, again, wouldn't exist. So with length and breadth, you can bend the rules with things like elastic. You can stretch it, etc. What are the laws of time? At the moment we know one law, I think, is that time is linear. And because time is not a material or physical plane, its rules cannot be bent by physical means, only by spiritual or non-physical or whatever, however you want to look at it, whatever dimension time is, physical, non-physical, metaphysical term. So your soul, I think, is the 4th dimension within you, and it can be manipulated. Again, I think. We can use not our brain, but our soul, in the broadest sense, to speed up, slow down, cross over time, perhaps. Death is the only time when we finally become everything, at one with our 4th dimension, because at the point of death we become nothing, our soul, anyway. All the parallel universes collapse into everything and nothing for us. I think I'll call this everything and nothing state the white state, as all colours in the light spectrum are contained within white, and yet white light has no colour of its own. So it has all the colours and none of them at once. Also, when all the realities coalesce into one at an infinite speed in an instant, then white is all there will be. Nothingness. Nothingness isn't black, it's white. The problem is that we already are dead. We're already alive, and we have already lived each billionth of a second of our lives an infinite number of times over, because of that white state in which everything and nothing exist as one, in which time is meaningless. I mean, every step forward the human race takes in terms of technology brings more and more of what is only possible in the 4th dimension into the physical dimensions. So movement to and from a place without actually moving, we've got cars. Speaking to someone without actually being there, we've got phones. Seeing someone without being there, we've got TV. Recording and replaying moments in time, video. freezing time, cameras, etc. So, what awaits us in the future? The fourth dimension shows us what's possible for us. We think about it. What do you think about? Manipulation, telekinesis, the act of moving an object with your mind or your soul. And look at automatic doors. You got a physical dimension form of a metaphysical dimension physic. So we've created a material for a physical form of telekinesis. We use machines. So what's also possible? Basically, instant travel. Okay, that's possible in the fourth dimension. Therefore, as science, we'll do it here. High speed, low speed of time, being in two places at once, time travel, all those things will be possible in the future through the use of science. We're basically perverting the fourth dimension, bringing it into the third. If we cannot discover how to achieve it in the metaphysical plane, as I've said, we'll achieve it in the physical. Eventually, we'll all be wired into something which does everything for us. We won't move. In fact, we'll no longer even be.